MK and I am back with another 31 days of cut file fun, and today I am using this starred gear file from Redefined Creative. I also have a couple gears from some assemblage required Etsy shop, and then I'm going to color these gears using some paint sprays that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. These come in a 2-pack just like this beautiful aqua color and this lovely lime green color. Then I'm going to use this rice paper from Ciao Bella that it was gifted to me. So I don't know. I've never used rice paper before except for here and there, but it's almost like mulberry paper, but it says it's rice paper. I also have these sticker sheets that are almost done from Later Skater that is a really old, close to my heart collection. And then I have a few scraps also left over. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do yet on this layout, but I wanted to pull out all of these scraps so that way I had them handy for whenever I was going, for whatever I'm going to do. And then I have this single photo that I would like to keep in that size without cutting it. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut down this rice paper down to 8.5 by 11. But the little tiny strip that I want to cut out of my paper or cut off of my paper doesn't really work in this Caterpillar that I own. So I'm going to give it a try. I go back and forth and nothing. I can't get it to cut. I try with scissors, but it's awful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim it down ever so slightly down to 8.5 by 11 because that's the paper size that I'm going to be doing. And what I'm going to end up doing is putting it down into my guillotine cutter because I know my guillotine cutter will cut through the ever finest of paper. I love this guillotine cutter and wish I could find it in full size, but yet, I don't need the base full size, but I would like it to be 12 inches long. It would be nice. I'm very picky on the guillotine cutter, but see how this one has almost like a sticker stuck to it with all of the tiny little lines all the way to a 1/16 of an inch. That's the kind I'm looking for. I don't want the ones that the lines are grooved in and etched into the plastic. I'm looking for one that has a sticker on it because I know that there are 12-inch skinny guillotine cutters out there. People have mentioned them to me several times, but I'm looking for one that has a sticker on it. So anywho, I have cut my cut file in half so I can have it coming off of both sides of my layout. Then I'm going to go ahead and color in my gears. Now I'm not spraying them because this is rather thick paint and I worry that the spray nozzle is going to clog. So I'm just using the ever thick paint and painting it using the tube that is on the spray nozzle. And it works rather well. It's okay if it looks a little grungy because that is the effect that I am going for. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave them in my spray box because at first I thought I was going to spray them and then I thought no, but I have them in the spray box because I do plan on splattering on them. So that way they look like the rest of the Later Skater embellishments. While that is drying, I'm going to go ahead and glue down my gear star cut file to both sides of my 8.5 by 8.5 layout. So this one here was a little challenging for me to come up with an idea, but as soon as I cut it in half and I had it on my layout just like this, I fell in love with it. I absolutely love how it looks now because I was worried that if I used it as is and I put it in the center of the page and started building from it, I was going to only have the tips of the star and not the inner bits of the gear because I'm going to cover them up. So once I figured out that I can cut it in half and use it off to the side, I was in love with it because now I can see that inner portion of the gear that was what was most appealing to me instead of just the tips of the star. All right, so for a more grunged look, I'm going to go ahead and cut an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. And actually, I'm not going to cut it, I'm ripping it around my photo so that way I have a pretty cool ripped photo map, but yet I didn't have to bring out my edge distressor or anything. And then I put my photo down at an angle because everything else is going to be at an angle. So one of the stickers that are left on this sticker sheet is a 2-piecer, and it says in his element because that is what my husband is doing. He is in his element at work. And then I have this kind of a little boy-ish geared saying. So what I did was I cut out the 2 lines that really made it a little boy, and now it's just all boy. It doesn't have to be a little toddler type boy. It can be totally all boy. And I definitely think that it goes good with what my husband is doing, because one of the lines says build and destroy, because he doesn't necessarily destroy, but he does take apart and rebuild things at his job. So I thought that the sticker was absolutely perfect for journaling, for what this is a photo of, which is quite hilarious because my husband works for a company called Epiroc, and he's working on a Caterpillar piece of equipment. That just makes him smile every single time that he has to go and work on somebody else's equipment that is not from his company. It's a running joke. It's not meant to be mean. It's just a running joke amongst contractors. That's all that it is. All right, last thing I'm going to add to this layout are my very colorful gears. I love how they turned out. I love how they match beautifully to this Later Skater collection. So they've got a little bit of that aqua color splashed onto them, as well as a little bit of white splashed. And I just felt like they were perfect. And then last but not least, as enamel dot-ish, faux enamel dots, I'm adding these tiny little circle stickers that were on the sticker sheet. I think they're meant to be little gears too, or nuts and bolts. I don't really remember. But I'm adding those around the layout as if they were sequins or enamel dots. And then I'm going to splatter. At first I thought I was going to splatter in white. Well, the white soaked right into the rice paper. So I thought, okay, well, let's see if I can splatter in the aqua and green. And so the aqua stayed beautifully. At first, if I thought if it was all going to soak into the rice paper, I thought it's okay, I don't need splatters. But the splatters do add to the rest of what is going on in this layout. So they worked out beautifully. I'm okay with not having white on there. And that is the end of my layout. I absolutely love how this turned out. I love the deep dark background that all of these bright, beautiful colors are on. This is one of my favorite color combinations, is the lime green and the aqua. I absolutely love it, mixed in with a little bit of dark blue. Oh my gosh, my heart is so happy. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really, truly appreciate it. Be sure to check out the Facebook group for 31 Days of Cut Files. We are having a blast. I am loving all of the creations. I say that every day because it is so true. Also, too, we have a hashtag and a playlist for those that don't watch YouTube, but then again, you don't know about the hashtag if you don't watch YouTube. But yes, there is a hashtag for all sorts of social media out there. If you want to go check out a library of photos, it is fantabulous how many photos are on that hashtag already. Also, we have that playlist that are for some content creators that are playing along and making videos of showing how they use these cut files. It is fabulous. I love it. Thank you so much, and I will check y'all later. Bye.